Hey, what's up guys? My name is Esteban and today we're going to be doing a quick review of the new Rode Wireless Pro. Full disclaimer, okay, I bought these with my own money and I paid $400 USD. I'm not sure how the monopoly money works in, everywhere else, but that's how much they are here in the States. Yeah, without further ado, let's give you a quick rundown of thoughts. I also did like a pretty, I feel like a pretty fair audio test and comparison between the Wireless Pro and the Zoom F2. These are what I've been using for about a year and a half, 2 years now or so, mainly for weddings, but really anything that I need to capture audio with, at least as far as like, spoken audio. So we had one Zoom F2 with a lavalier. We had a Wireless Pro with no lavalier. And then the other Wireless Pro that did have the lavalier, I ran it and hooked it onto the back of her dress that she was wearing. And yeah, so you'll see the results of that now. We'll go ahead and show you that. And I will say though, really quickly, like I had no sort of issues as far as like transmission. How I recorded it was I had it set to split. And so basically it takes like one transmitter puts on the left channel and the other on the right. And when I pulled it into Resolve, I just separated them out. And that was it. There was, I don't have a cooler explanation because it's like super easy to do. But yeah, like you'll see like when I'm walking back and I use the audio, the only thing I did to the audio, I didn't adjust it or rather I didn't alter it or anything. I just normalized it because it was very low. So I just brought it up, to 0 or to where I think it was maybe like -5 or something like that is where it should be hitting. But yeah, so I didn't do anything other than just to normalize the audio. So like the audio that you hear is like file, there's no effect on it. There's no anything, just cut the volume up. And yeah, so let's watch that. And then we'll come back, I'll give you my final thoughts on everything and to tell you if I think it's actually worth $400 or not.
No, you gotta be loud claps, baby. There we go.
Adventures of a Frisbee. The Frisbee he got tired of sailing to and fro and to, and thought about the other things that he might like to do. So the next time that they threw him, he turned there in the sky and sailed away to try and find some new things he could try. He tried to be an eyeglass, but no one could see through him. He tried to be a UFO, but everybody knew him. He tried to be a dinner plate, but he got cracked and quit. He tried to be a pizza, but got tossed and baked and bit. He tried to be a hubcap, but the cars all moved too quick. He tried to be a record, but the spinning made him sick. He tried to be a quarter, but he was too big to spend, so he rolled home quite glad to be a Frisbee once again.
Okay, now, I want you to, you stay right there. I'm gonna just kind of, here, you read another poem. I'm just gonna walk away. So what would we say, probably about 10 feet away right now?
Sure.
Okay. All right, so it's about 10 feet.
Do I need to clap again?
No.
Outside or underneath, Bob bought a $100 suit but couldn't afford any underwear. Says he, if your outside looks real good, no one will know what's under there. Jack brought some $100 shorts but wore a suit with rips and tears. Says he, it won't matter what people see as long as I know what's under there. Tom brought a flute and a box of crayons, some bread and cheese and a golden pear. And as for his suit or his underwear, he doesn't think about them much or care. If you add a sickle to your pop, would he become a popsicle? Would a mop become a mopsicle? Would a cop become a copsicle? Would a chop become a chopsicle? Would a drop become a dropsicle? Would a hop become a hopsicle? I guess it's time to stopsicle, or is it timesicle to stopsicle? Haysicle, I can't stopsicle. Osicle, mysicle, willsicle, isicle, hasicle, twosicle, toxicle, likesicle, thisicle, foreversicle, hussicle? Frozen dream. I'll take the dream I had last night and put it in my freezer. So someday long and far away, when I'm an old gray geezer, I'll take it out and thaw out this lovely dream I've frozen and boil it up and sit me down and dip my old cold toes in. The lost cat. We can't find the cat. We don't know where she's at. Oh, where did she go? Does anybody know? Let's ask this walking hat. This bridge. This bridge will only take you halfway there to those mysterious lands you long to see, through gypsy camps and swirling Arab fairs and moonlight winds where unicorns run free. So come and walk a while with me and share the twisting trails and wondrous words I've known, but this bridge will only take you halfway there. The last few steps you'll have to take alone.
Okay, so we're back. So you just heard my beautiful wife reading some poetry. What'd you think about the audio? Could you tell a difference? I had a very hard time telling the difference between the Wireless Pro with and without the Live. Like I couldn't really hear that big of a difference, and it could have just been placement. But I can 100% say that these sounded at least better than mine, than the DJI mics. Like, I mean, just doo-dooed all over them, man. And the fact that you get the 32-bit just is, you know, it's just like a bonus, you know. As far as like build quality on everything, man, everything is super solid. They're lightweight. I know some people were asking, you know, or rather not asking, they were saying, like, oh, it doesn't really look pro because it's still glossy plastic, you know. And like, yeah, on the front it is, you know, but I mean, it feels nice, you know. It's got like a nice weight to it. It's lightweight, but it still feels solid. The lavalier port is, I don't know if that's like metal. It might be metal, but I know that it's black though, right? So like, I don't know if it's like plastic or metal, but these are metal on the F2, and you can tell that they feel cold to the touch. The one here does not feel cold, but any mic works. So I plug the F2 mic into the Rode. I plug the Rode into the F2, the lavaliers, and they all work. It's the same thread, so there's nothing proprietary. So any microphone that you have should work fine with it. And yeah, that's basically it. So like, my final thoughts, right? Should you buy this? Should you spend $400? So like, I guess I would ask myself, like, what are you doing with them, right? That's what I always try to do. And I buy a lot of gear, okay? I don't know if you can, it's probably all blurry because I'm on the 50mm 1.2. But like, I have an FX6 back there. There's an FX30 back there. I have the FX3, which I'm filming on. There's an A7 IV up there. I got 2 drones. I make a lot of these, like, I mean, they're expensive purchases, right? And before I make a purchase, I always ask myself, like, what am I going to use this for? For this particular item, I said, you know, I'm doing a lot of fitness clients. And right now, when I mic them up, I'm having to use the F2s. And when I use the F2s, I have to run the, you know, the lavalier mic. And when you run the Live up someone's, you know, clothes, you can kind of see the cable, because these guys are all like super in shape and stuff, you know, and so they're wearing like skin tight outfits, and you can see this like big cable. I like this magnet thing though. I know that as a, you know, as videographers, it's like almost like an instinct, right? Like, hide that thing, man. Oh my God, you're wearing that. It's so goofy looking, right? You got this thing on your chest, but like, I think it sounds good. It does sound good. Like, this sounds good. You know, normally in like a social media video, right? Like, if you look at something on Reels or like TikTok or whatever, you can tell that somebody's using one of these mics because it doesn't sound great. It probably sounds better than their phone or something, but like, it doesn't sound great. But these, I think these sound good. Maybe not so much in this room because it's a little echoey in here, but like, get outside of this room, and I think they sound great. I think that if you're a content creator and you're making your own YouTube videos or something, you do a lot of outdoorsy stuff, these are perfect. You know, you'll have that extra flexibility of the 32-bit float, and I think they sound good. You know, it comes with 2 lavaliers, so if you wanna, you know, if you're like in a set down setting, put those on. If you're running or riding a bike or something like that, and you want something that you can clip on, then hey, you have that option, right? So you have the flexibility. As far as like the wireless goes, in my test, it performed well. That was 60 to 80 feet, maybe, give or take, and it worked good, even with the, you know, the transmitter on my wife's back. It sounded good. It was a very simple process. Like, this whole entire thing, I guess in my mind, I was like a little bit, I don't want to use the word intimidated, but I was a little worried, like, hey man, like, how hard is this gonna be to set up? And like, you pull them out of the case and they're just on. And in the Rode Central app on the receiver, you can set this top button to either flag a recording or to start the recording. And I guess you would flag, like if you had like a really good take you wanted to make sure that you had, and you were exporting from that app, or if you had a bad take, right? You're like, man, I don't want that one, flag it, you know, because I don't want to have to waste my time, especially if you had to do like multiple takes or something. But I set mine to record because in my workflow, I typically just record, I record it once or however many times, right, on one long file, and then I'll just sort of go in there and I'll sync it up to my scratch track on my camera, and then that's it. And yeah, I mean, it's just a solid product. Like I don't really have anything bad. I'm super critical on, you know, if something's a piece or not, you know. But I think if you buy these, man, these are a W. These are like a W any which way you look at it, because they're simple, they're convenient, they sound good. And in my mind, a microphone only serves like two purposes, right? It's to capture sound and to capture sound good. You know what I mean? Like it needs to sound good. It needs to be reliable. And I think this checks all those boxes. So like, should you buy it? Are you a videographer? Sure, buy it. Do you need these mics? Like, are you filming people, especially like me, you're filming people who are working out or doing like yoga classes or whatever? This is excellent for that, because, you know, they just put it on and they forget it. You know, they just walk around, they can do their thing. The range from my experience is pretty good. I'm probably, in my scenarios, you know, I'm probably not recording somebody super far off. So that's good for me, and it'll probably be good enough for you, because let's be realistic, right? Like, why are you recording somebody so far away? I don't know. And if you are, it still records it directly internally too. So there you go. You have the option to do both. Again, I was very hesitant, but I think the sound quality is good. If it can match my Zoom F2, like that was sort of my standard, like that was my bar, and it works. And so like I'm still 100% without a doubt gonna use a Zoom F2 for weddings. I have 3, so I mic the groom and the bride and the officiant. Some people only mic like one or the other. I mic all 3. I want to have each person's voice so I can adjust each one individually. But I will 100% still be using these for that. I would never, ever, ever try to rely on something wireless for a wedding. I just wouldn't do it personally. And these are, you know, these are foolproof. Basically, you click one button and you lock it. So, but these, I imagine that for some people, these could also be that too. They're small enough to hide. I think you can, I don't know if you can like hide that light or not. I didn't see the option to turn that light off. Maybe there is, I didn't look hard enough or something, but like just put a little piece of like electrical tape over it, and then you wouldn't see the light anymore. And yeah, just make sure you hide it really good. If you're running a live mic, maybe I'll start making more YouTube videos. Click that subscribe button, bro. Help me out, you know, help your boy out. And yeah, that's it. Thanks. Stay based. Oh yeah, I had a lot of people that asked me, you know, like, how does the time code work? Now, I don't know. I know how it works as far as how the microphone system and the manual says that it's supposed to work. I could not get it to work. Now, I sent an email to Rode, and I'm sure that there's probably a ton of people emailing them and asking them that, and then all the other stuff. They're a huge company, right? But I emailed them. I'm assuming they'll get back to me. I'll try to make a follow-up video if I get like an actual answer.